We're here on Lake Wilhelm. I'm Mr. R, and we're going to do a film on midsummer crappies. What this isn't is Fast and Furious. That's for sure. But that's summertime crappies. So I'm wind drifting a little too fast. Put a little more weight on to get it down, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I got to stop saying we'll see what happens, because nothing's happening. Summertime crappies are being summertime craptacular right now. I haven't been able to do too much filming because a storm came through and I don't have the waterproof case on the camera. It's a start. So we'll see. Summertime crappies. Okay, this is a little better. Finally, we're catching some bigger crappies, and that's a good thing. It just takes a while to find them. Boy, it's been rough this year finding nicer crappies. I mean, it's not spectacular, but it's good fillet fish. Today I'm going to teach you how to fillet crappies. First thing you need to do is catch some crappies. And then you take your fish, put it on your cleaning table. I have a nice cutting board and I made this cleaning table just for fish. A knife is important. You want to have a very sharp knife. I always put the belly towards me. You take the knife, cut in behind the gill slit. Careful not to go through the backbone. You cut down, turn the knife with a lot of downward pressure, go along the dorsal fin, through the rib cage and out the back by the tail, detaching the tail. And then you separate the fillet from the fish. Then you turn the fish over and do the same thing on the opposite side. Cut down through along the backbone, go through the rib cage along the dorsal fin and out the back, separating the fillet. Now you have a left and right fillet, and you've got what you don't use. There's not a whole lot to a crappie once you take the sides off. I will do one more just to show you. Once again, belly towards me, lift up to hold on to the fish, cut right behind the gill, turn the blade through the rib cage, out the tail. Turn the fish over, do the exact same thing, cut down through the rib cage, along the dorsal fin, and out through the back. You do all your fish that way. Now what I'm going to do is show you how you separate the skin. It's the skin that makes the fish taste fishy. So you want to get rid of it. So you take your knife, downward pressure, and just separate the fillet from the skin. There's the skin. And the oils in the fish are what make it taste fishy. So goodbye fish taste. Turn over your next fillet, do the same thing. And you go through all of your fillets this way once you have them all done. Skin gone. And the last fillet, separate it. You see why a sharp knife is important. Now you have to cut the rib cage out. That's where all the bones are. You want to take your time and do this right so you have a boneless fillet. I realize they're not very big, but they're good eating. And it's pretty much finger food, and that's why you want to catch a whole bunch of crappies. So I'm going to continue by cutting out the rib cage. I've done this a few times, so it might seem simple for me. It takes a little practice, getting used to the knife and how much pressure. Cutting the rib cage out once again, separating the fillet. And the more you do, the better you'll get. You'll probably butcher the first few, but you know, that's how you learn. So when you're done, you have boneless fillets that are great eating. And that's how you use a fillet knife to fillet crappies. Once all your fillets are finally clean, you want to put them in a clean bowl, add some water, and rinse them. This may take 2 or 3 times, but you want to get all the scales. You're feeling for bones. Any kind of bones in there. You want to make sure you get those out. I also am looking for anything that might not look right in the fillet. You know, if you have a fish that might be unhealthy, just discard the fillet. Fish can get worms, and you want to make sure there's no worms in the fillets as well. I rinse them 2 or 3 times, and this is obvious, but it's important. Always want to rinse them before you cook them. Make sure they're good and clean. Little tip, when you freeze these for later use, I have found that freezer bags still, you get freezer burn. Wrapping them in tin foil and then putting them in a freezer bag, you can keep them in there for a year. I've even had fillets I forgot or missed 2 years and there was no freezer burn. Now we got a nice fillet, clean, ready to eat. Yes, so till next time, go catch some fish. This is what I use. They come in packs of 10. Tube bait. This particular color is black and chartreuse, and I just think this is one of the best colors to catch crappies with. Very, 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 very productive. And it's hollow on the inside. Rig this with a tube bait hook, which I'm going to show you here in just a sec. I get asked all the time, what do you use to catch crappies with? And my answer to that is pretty simple. You can use a minnow or you can use the jig. And to be honest with you, I really believe the jig is much better. I think it's superior. So this is probably my favorite color right here, black and chartreuse. That's what I use to do most of my jig fishing. I'm going to show you how you rig this. This is the jig hook. It's a number 6, 1/32 ounce jig. Let you see that there. I take that and put it inside this tube bait, poke that eye out through the back, the bottom side, so that it looks just like that, right there. It's very effective. Now they make these in all different colors. The science isn't completely in on how fish see colors, but this color seems to produce well. So does white, so does any type of sparkle, anything that mimics a minnow. I use 4-pound test, ultra low visibility, which kind of looks like a stained green. Spin that baby around there about 10 times. Go back through the front of the eyelet, pull that tight, and then you've got that tied nice. If it gets windy, you can put a split shot 8-10 inches above, but the less you put on the line, the better. You don't want it looking like a Christmas tree. If you don't have any wind, it's best just to throw the jig and retrieve. If you need to get it down to the bottom, then you can use a split shot. But that's my rig. That's how I tie mine. It's very successful, and I do very well with that. 1.5-inch tube bait, you can get them in all different colors, and I really recommend you try different colors. Sometimes they turn on and turn off based on different colors. But this one here, black and chartreuse, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, but for me, it does the best job for catching crappies any time of the year. Any time of the year. You can tip this with a minnow if you wish. You can tip it with a maggot, or you can just fish it just like this. Try the rig and go catch yourself some crappies. Hey, back in the studio. Thanks for joining me on this midsummer crappie fishing adventure. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, the key to successful midsummer crappie fishing is patience and adaptability. As the temperatures rise, these fish seek shelter in cooler, deeper waters. So make sure you adjust your tactics accordingly. I hope my tips and techniques helped you learn something useful. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you found this video helpful, subscribe to my channel for more fishing content. Until next time, may your days be filled with unforgettable moments on the water. See you in the next video. And we gone.